Good morning. Welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. My name is Nicole Given. I am one of the attorneys here at the commission. We are here in docket number 2015-93-T. This is a status conference concerning the request of Timmy Hayes Moving LLC to amend its bill of lading. I'll note that today is Friday, August 2nd, 2024. And we are here pursuant to Commission Order 2024-455, which scheduled this status conference. Who do we have representing Timmy Hayes Moving LLC?
Timmy Hayes.
Hi, Timmy. Good morning. It's nice to see you. And is that Tammy beside you?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Tammy.
It's nice to see you as well.
It's nice to see you all. And who do we have representing the Office of Regulatory Staff?
I'm
Mr.
not
Mustin,
sure.
I believe you're muted.
It's not.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Thomas
sorry.
didn't. Yeah, Thomas didn't know about the meeting when Tammy talked to him earlier today.
Yeah, sorry. My coffee's still brewing, but anyway, this is Ben Mustin with ORS, and Thomas McGill is lurking off camera in case we need him.
Mr. Mustin, Mr. McGill, good morning to both of you. So again, as I noted before, we are here to discuss Timmy Hayes Moving LLC's request to amend its bill of lading. And I believe there were 4 items proposed to amend on the bill of lading. And I'm just going to run through these briefly. The first proposed change was under the bill of lading number, adding a checkbox to indicate if it is a non-regulated move. Is that correct, Mr. Hayes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Mustin, any position on that from ORS, or is that not objectionable?
I'm sorry, just point me to where non-PSC up at the top right. Is that
Yes,
what you're
correct.
looking
Non-right, there is a, in the top right, there is a checkbox to indicate whether the move is a non-PSC regulated move.
Yeah, we don't have any opposition to that.
Okay.
All
The
right,
second
thank you.
proposed change, you're welcome. The second proposed change, if you're looking at the uniform bill of lading, there is a section on the left that says notification of weights and charges. The proposed amendment is to remove that area and add 2 additional addresses. Is that correct, Mr. Hayes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's what we're proposing. If it's okay, I mean, we don't want to rock the boat by any means, folks. We just never do any weight stuff at all. We don't charge by weight at all. But if it's I wanted to say when I talked to Tammy about it, if it's a real problem, guys, I mean, I don't want to rock the boat or anything. So, I mean, we can still use it. We're just thinking better ways that we don't have to try to write around that. And you know, our bills kind of look like a mess because we run out of room with other stuff, other charges and stuff. But, you know, again, we don't, you know, if that's not something that you guys want to do, we're okay. We can keep going the way we've been doing it for years.
If you put it in, give us
Mr.
Not to
Mustin,
throw
Mr.
a loop
McGill,
in that,
any issue
But
with
anyways.
ORS on the proposed amendment to number 2?
and I'm sorry, I could barely hear you guys. I'm sorry, I'm old.
Hold on, Mr. Hayes. I'm going to move you in the hearing room. Hold on a second.
Oh, that'd be dynamite. Thank you so much.
I'm going to put him close over here
Sure.
so he can definitely hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Hayes, are you able to hear me more clearly now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Great. You're very welcome. You have moved, so I'm glad that's better for your hearing. The third
Yes, ma'am.
great. The third proposed change is there in the sort of main body portion where it says weights and services. There is a proposition to remove all of those items except for the additional labor and the SIT valuation charge and adding another additional labor line. Now, Mr. Hayes, I understand from looking at your tariff that you do not move pianos and there are no charges for elevator or stair carries. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's all done by the hour.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
ORS, have you had a chance to review the proposed change to item number 3, and is there any objection as to that change?
Item number 3, which
It's probably
is that the Timmy Hayes Moving LLC is not responsible for any water damages, or is that all parties agree?
So in the original email requesting the changes, there are 4 itemized changes. Number 3 is removing, in the way it's styled, is in the main body, weights and services, I removed everything except additional labor and SIT valuation charge and added another additional labor line.
okay. So that's number 3.
Yep. I'm asking ORS's position as to that proposed change.
So I think,
I'm sorry.
I think generally speaking, no. I mean, when it comes to liability claims like that, that would not fall under the commission's regulations specifically. If there was a claim, it would wind up going to magistrate's court. I think the only concern would be there is still the obligation of the 60 cents per pound, and so they can't go below that, I don't think. But anything on top of that, I think we would not have an issue with, if that makes sense.
Yep, that makes sense. Mr. Hayes, I think what Mr. Mustian is talking about is sort of the statement of liability for damages over which you have no control over. As Mr. Mustian pointed out, there is a liability for the 60 cents that he mentioned before. And I think there is also some language that has been proposed that is not currently in your commission-approved tariff.
Okay. Gotcha. So should we just can that and leave?
Well, I'm not going to provide advice on how you should move forward, but what I will, I think we're in agreement that there are some items that have been proposed for change in this amended bill of lading where the language does not match what is in the commission approved tariff and and doesn't match what the carrier is responsible for with respect to that 60-cent charge.
Yes, ma'am. Would one way to combat that or actually change that would if we put in there, sir, if we put like like after we read that, other than the 60 cents per pound per article, which is the free liability or the free basically the which is on the left in that pink box basically. If we put something like that underneath that, would that change that, or do you want me to just try to reword that whole thing, sir? Or
I think if you put some language that says, except for the 60 cents per pound, and then add that in, I think that might work. What I would suggest is if you can kind of rework it along those lines, and then if you wouldn't mind sending it to Thomas McGill, then we can take a look at it and see if we can figure that out.
Okay. I mean, we can do that. And again, if we don't want to rock the boat, y'all. But here's the thing. We were just trying to cover ourselves just to kind of, catch up to speed. And I'm sure you probably heard this from other movers. Like when we're just trying to get rid of, like, I know a lot of my competitors will tell people, well, we can't insure anything that, we don't have control over, like a storage facility that we move you into. When we move you out, we don't know if your kids were in there looking for a basketball or, and jumping around on boxes. So we were just trying to cover ourselves for that. I mean, I'm one of those kind of old school. I've been doing this since '78. I basically, I take care of all my claims anyways. So it's just really kind of keeping an honest man honest, to be honest. No pun intended there. But it's one of those things where this is not a must. It's really not. So we can, if it's going to be easier for everyone, I mean, I don't have a problem at all keeping that box, with the weight. If you guys just don't mind us using some of that area for other stuff if we cross it out or something?
Hey,
Or you
Mr.
tell me,
Hayes,
sir, and you tell me what I should do here and I'll do it.
Mr. Hayes, let me let Mr. McGill make a comment right quick.
Hey, Timmy.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Thomas.
I think the best way to probably address the issue is maybe you and I can talk offline. So after we get off this call, I'll give you a call. You can give me a call. And I think the main
Oh, that'd be
thing we
great.
want to do is adjust a little bit of that language to make sure that it's covering yourself to say it's not dipping below the 60 cent per pound. And then
Yes,
to
sir.
address, I believe what Ms. Given is referring to is to make sure that the language is reflective in the same way in the tariff as it's reflected here on this bill of lading. So I think that we'll be able to resolve that relatively easily. It's just probably some wordsmithing that will be good. File a revised proposed bill of lading, and I think that's going to answer the questions that they have right now.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Yeah. That works for us.
Great. Well, those are the items that we had to cover this morning. So it sounds as though Mr. Hayes and ORS will be continuing discussions. Obviously, the commission will not be party to those. But I wanted to take an opportunity to thank you all for your time this morning. Is there any other business that we need to address before we conclude the status conference this morning?
No, ma'am. I just want to thank all of you for everything you do for us, and we really appreciate it. We know you're working hard. I'm not just saying that. I know you guys are.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And if there's nothing further to come before the commission this morning, then we will conclude this status conference. And I hope everyone has a good rest of the day and a pleasant weekend.
You as well. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Bye, y'all.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.